Welcome to the Weird Gun Game Show. I'm your host, BubbaTV24, and today I've got 10 more gun builds from the community to share with you. Some quick rules for submitting your builds before we begin. Number 1, submissions will be open for 24 hours after this video goes live, at which point they will close. 2, all submissions will be deleted off of my list after I finish choosing my top 10. If you didn't get picked, either resubmit your build or make a new one. 3, make your builds weird. Weird Gun Game is the name of the game. Builds that are weird and funny or fun are more likely to get picked. A fun build doesn't always mean it's the meta build. 4, only submit one build. If you submit more than one, I am going to pick one of them at random, and it may not be the one that you really want shown. As always, BubbaTV24 is in the field to give you more information on the builds as we go on. Let's begin with number 10. Number 10 from @Duyin1594 is a slightly different take on the fastest gun build. With over 3,300 RPM, this thing shoots all of its ammo in a split second. The build is core, soaker, mag, spaz, grip, Lewis, barrel, MG42, stock, trench gun. Shoot, reload, shoot, drink, reload, and kill those enemies, Bubba. Number 10 is a super soaker build that is one of the fastest builds ever. Now, I don't remember if I've shown this one in particular or not. I think at one point in time I did do the fastest build, and maybe it was this. And honestly, I've done so many of these, I can't remember anymore. But I do remember in that the submitter had said that if they had used the Spaz magazine, then the gun wouldn't be able to shoot for longer than half a second. Well, somebody said, bet. And so that's what they're doing here at number 10. Here are the stats here. There we go. And let's hop in it. So this gun shoots at 33 RPM. It is so incredibly fast and only 12 shots. My goal is to quite possibly, hopefully, get one kill with it, because the amount of time it takes to actually reload the gun is longer than what it takes to shoot the gun. The pros: the fire rate on this thing is ridiculous. It is so fast, and the noise for it is hilarious, and that's one of the reasons why I chose it. Oh, I got my kill. Nice. And as you can see from the reload, it takes a while. I believe the reload is around 7 seconds long, which means that the reload is quite possibly 500% longer than the amount of time it takes to actually shoot it. The cons. Well, the first con is this thing only has 12 bullets in it. Oh, shoot. Which means that if you miss your shots, you have to be right up on somebody anyway. If you miss your shots, you're not going to get a kill. The movement speed takes a nerf at, I believe, 16%. Dang on it. The damage, not great. And once again, the reload time is longer than the actual amount of time it takes to fire the gun. It's a fun weapon. It's a stupid weapon. That's why I chose it. Oh, crap. But you better have a really good secondary lined up if you want to use it. Now, I don't know how much you guys really like looking at the stats, but I do like to go back at the stats and sometimes talk about them. I'm actually getting more kills than I thought I would. But if you are going to use this gun for whatever reason, highly recommend playing as close as possible, because the recoil is so crazy bad that even though you're shooting 12 shots, let's take a look here. Look at, I was looking all the way up here when I fired the last shot. So the recoil is incredibly bad. You need to basically be touching your enemies in order to really get that kill. And even then, you might miss it. Quick look at the stats here. 16% movement speed, nerf, 33-34 RPM. It's not a good weapon, but is it funny? Is it weird? Yes. Back to you in the studio. Number 9. Number 9 is from @MiniGoatCC. This build is what it would look like if an Amazon box were actually a gun. The build is core, trench gun, stock, hex spitter, barrel, Christ Vector, sight, P90, mag, STG-44. What the heck did you order, Bubba? Number 9 is built to look like a box. as much as I could possibly make it. I made everything as large as possible, shoved it all together to try and make a rectangle. The only real issue, one that I couldn't really figure out how to get so much, is the magazine. It's a little bit too big for the box look. It works nonetheless. Here are the stats over here, and let's get into it. So I colored it all this sort of brownish color to give it that sort of boxy cardboard look, but this is a pretty good shotgun build overall. It's pretty decent. I used it in the zombies a little bit to try and do some stuff. And while it's not as strong as some of the other shotgun builds, it's actually pretty usable in the zombies. So yeah, I'm finding that shotguns in general are really good in the zombies mode. The pros, well, it's a box. And it's the most deadly box you'll ever see in the world. Well, maybe not in the world, but it is a box that's super, super deadly. That was a crazy little run there. Has some very good damage, and I've been able to just one-tap people real easily, even zombies and stuff, from a pretty decent range, actually. It has a very fast reload, a really high mag count, a very fast fire rate for a shotgun, so you're just throwing that out there. The only cons, the only real issue with this shotgun is the slight speed nerf at minus 1.7%. So while it is a almost 2% speed nerf, you're not gonna feel it unless they are super, super sensitive. I don't notice it at all. I'm tired of getting shot in the butt. Stop doing it. I just wish I could get some of the parts to make it like smoother on the sides to make it look like a box, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. Not really anyway. But either way, really good build, really fun shotgun. Back to you in the studio. Number 8. Number 8 from @mapping69 harkens back to the original first Weird Gun Game show's #1 choice with a sniper rifle that has the longest fire rate ever. The build is barrel, honk, mag, lightning shot, core, Heket 2, grip, Fedorov automat, stock, M2000, sight, any. Take it slow, Bubba. In the very first Weird Gun Game show, the #1 gun that I showed you all was a Heket build that had a honk barrel. And I apologize if I mispronounced the word Heket. I think it's actually like Hekate or Hekate or something like that. I'm calling it the he say. Either way, it was a gun that took so long to not only reload, but to rechamber. It actually broke the game. This is taking that same idea and build and dialing it up even higher. Since it's kind of done before in a different way, that's why this is a bit lower on the list, but here are the stats. It actually does less damage than the other gun, but that's okay. So I'm gonna try and get a second kill with this, sit here and talk about the pros and the cons. So if I can get one kill like that one, I'll be happy with it. Now we begin. The pros. This one is all for the lulz. It is all for the fun, and as you can see, I am currently rechambering the round. We'll start in the next one. Let's do Lacam. Well, okay, skate park, but I'm not going to survive long enough to do this. We'll get it's a free-for-all? I'm in trouble then. So if you watch the hand, I'm going to try and hide in a building here, or not. I'm going to try it right here, hide right here, or in a building or something. If you watch my hand, you'll see that it is actively moving. Oh, you son of a gun, go away. It is moving incredibly slow. We're gonna hide in here. You can see it's moving, but it is super, super slow. Stop it. Oh my gosh, you guys, you have to stop. You have to stop. You can see that my hand is slowly moving. Stop it. But I have timed the reload. Or the rechamber. It takes 2.5 minutes to rechamber a round. It is a million times faster to die and respawn than it is to rechamber. Those are the big cons. Unless you also want to complain about 32% movement speed nerf, but I feel like that's the least of your worries. Fire rate is 0.4 RPM. So if you were at 1 RPM, that would be literally, it would take a minute to get the round going. 0.5 would be double that. This is lower than 0.5. With that being said, back to you all in the studio. Number 7. Number 7 from @Vanderleelimaz Jr. 8634. Sorry for that pronunciation. Makes me think of the song 115 from COD Zombies with this Raygun Mark II build. The build is core, Maz 38, mag, raygun, barrel, raygun, sight, ray gun, grip, pistol, stock, paintball. We have ray gun, but what about second ray gun, Bubba? All right, we were introduced to the ray gun with the Halloween event, and as such, we now have ray gun Mark II. I've tried to do the best that I could to make the ray gun Mark II from Call of Duty with the parts that I was given, and I tried to get as close as I could. So here are the stats here. So let's talk about it. If you don't know where the ray gun is, currently, as I play this, I think for me, it was like 80 Robux. And as a pistol, just by itself, it's okay. It does like 50 damage a shot or something like that. It's automatic. It's very slow, but it's automatic. And it's pretty fun to use. It's the ray gun from COD. It is what it is. This gun is a little bit less damage than that, but that's because it's using the Maz as its core. So let's talk about pros and cons. Has a pretty decent fire rate, it's pretty fast, a very fast reload, a pretty decent movement speed buff, and very, very low recoil. Does some okay damage. However, the damage really kind of starts to fall off at range, and it does have a lower magazine size at 20 shots, but 18 is the base damage and then 11 is your drop off. So that's where the lower damage really comes in. 27 to the head, the fast reload's pretty nice. It's a fairly decent gun. Could it be worse? Yep. Could it be better? Sure, but I feel like if you messed around with it too much, you probably lose the ray gun aesthetic a little bit. Pretty cool little build for the Mark II, and it's also nice that a lot of the Mark II ray gun stuff uses Mark I stuff. The only real difference is that the sort of back end where the water gun magazine is on the Mark II, it uses the Mark I back end in the game, the COD, but the back end of the Mark I is actually the core, and you can't have that on a rifle because it's the core for the pistol, and that gets stuck as a secondary. So you have to make do with what you got. To make this, it requires the paintball magazine, so you will need to have that as well. But either way, this is what we got. Back to you in the studio. Number 6. Number 6 comes straight from the past, from @BadmanBill-R3U with the Delisle Commando Carbine. The build is core, Lee Enfield, barrel, VSSR, mag, M1 carbine, stock, trench shotgun, grip, Lee Enfield, sights, Mosquito. Take a stroll through history, Bubba. All right, this gun is a makeshift version of something called the Delisle Commando Carbine. It is a real gun that had what looked like an integrated suppressor. Now, I've made this maybe a little bit too big on the barrel there, but I'm sticking with it for now. Here are the stats over here, and let's get into it. Pros and cons. I chose this one because this was a real historical gun that I did not know anything about. Never heard of it before, didn't know it was real, and I love good history when it comes to firearms. I like firearms history. I think it's interesting to me. I'm happy with learning new things, and so that was kind of cool to look this up and see that this was a real thing. I didn't know if this was something somebody had made up. It has a pretty good fire rate because I believe it's using the Lee Enfield core, which is faster, but the Lee Enfield, I don't know why, I don't know. It's not really a sniper rifle to me. It's more of just a bolt action rifle. It doesn't come off to me as like legitimate sniper rifle, especially in this game, because it really doesn't do a lot of damage. But if you hit a headshot with it, it does 149 damage. Now, there is a little bit of spread. I am missing my shots. It does have a very fast reload. It can one-shot headshot at like 149 damage or whatever. So if you hit those headies, you'll be good. You'll be good to go. Cons. There is a slight movement speed nerf. And also, if you are going to be using it in this setup, then there is a bit of a skill gap that you'll need to learn because it's just a harder gun to use. But if you look here at the spread, 12.7 normal, 0.6 when you are ADS. Now, of course, 0.6 isn't a lot, but when you're iron sighting across the map, that might be a little bit of an issue. However, I'm, you know, nailing some people here, doing pretty well with it. And it's fun. It's a good, fun thing. I enjoy it. I think it's a neat gun. I want to look more into it in real life on YouTube and stuff. And yeah, back to you guys in the studio. Number 5. Number 5 from At Cool Studios has upgraded their Spreadinator 5000 to the Spreadinator 5001, a shotgun with maximum spread. The build is core, trench shotgun, barrel, shower, mag, restroom, grip, circuit judge, stock, speed coil, sight, any. I'm pretty sure the only thing you could do with this gun is hit the broadside of a barn, Bubba. This one is lovingly called the Spreadinator 5001. It was submitted before as the Spreadinator 5000, but has been updated and is now even better. Here are the stats over here. This is a shotgun that's sole purpose is to be max spread. And we also have a bit of a speed boost here because of the coil. Now, if I can get a kill with this thing, I'll be happy. But as you can see, even touching someone, I can't hit them or kill them. It takes a very long time because I am literally hitting somebody when I'm touching them for maximum 6 damage. I gotta hit them a lot. So yeah, okay. So the pros are all of the spread. It is maximum spread, therefore it's funny. So as you can see, I am shooting all around me. I believe if we look at the stats here, that spread is actually 175 degrees. That means that it is almost a dome of spread in front of me from complete left to complete right in terms of my vision. I'm pretty sure that if you could make this thing 360 degrees, it would also be pretty awesome because then it would just be a bubble of spread. Instead, it is a bubble of spread that is only in front of you. It is a dome shield of spread, and it's hysterical how spready it is. I'm actually surprised I'm getting some kills with it. But as you can see, if I'm sitting right here, you do no damage, but it's really funny. The reload's really fast. Like I said, that movement speed buff is about 10%. You do have a health decrease here, which is 10% as well. And the other con for this gun is, well, it's all the spread. So the thing that makes this gun so fun and silly is also the thing that makes it awful. Jumping on people like that and not letting them be able to do anything to me is really funny because you literally have to touch people to do damage. So if I'm just standing on people, what are they gonna do? Nothing. Like, you have to play like a complete idiot to actually make any of that work. I don't suggest using it for kills, but the fact that I'm even able to get any kills is insane and kind of funny at the same time. I have no regrets for using this, but like, you're basically just hoping that some of the pellets even hit anybody. And 9 times out of 10, they don't. But it's kind of funny. And that's why it was number 5. Back to you all in the studio. Number 4. Stop! Number 4 from at Calamity MCX, make sure you see all traffic signs with this stop sign build. The build is barrel, M40, core, bicycle, grip, VSSR, mag, MP40, stock, M870 MCS, sight, hex spitter. Stop or yield? Which is it, Bubba? At number 4, we have a stop sign here, or at least an interpretation of a stop sign, because, well, let's be real, you can't have a stop sign, but we're as close as we can possibly get to it. Here are the stats over here on the right. We have ourselves a stop sign. Now, if you're a real G, you don't stop at stop signs. You blow through them and then you get tickets. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I don't know why I even said that. That is not sound legal advice. That is absolutely illegal. You'll get in trouble with the law. Don't do that. Bad. It's bad news. Don't do that. I'm just saying stupid stuff. Anyway, pros and cons of a stop sign. The pros are it is a stop sign. So yeah, you have a stop sign. The damage is actually pretty darn good. If we look at it from here, boom, 32, 48 to the head at this range, 48 to the head at this range. So pretty good, decent damage. Has a fairly fast reload to it and pretty low recoil. Visual recoil is there, but the actual recoil not so much. The recoil that you're seeing is mostly just the gun moving, but the actual bullets just stay in the same spot because that's what visual recoil is. The cons: has a fairly low fire rate. I believe it's in the 350s, so pretty low fire rate. It's unforgiving first and foremost because if you miss shots, then you get punished. But if you're able to hit your shots, then not so much. Is somebody using the sword? Somebody's using the sword, I think. Oh no, just the color. Nice. Okay, I thought somebody might have been a fan was using the sword build from last week. Anyway, but yeah, very usable, pretty fun. It also has a slight, very slight movement speed nerf with 2%. Don't you dare kill me. So yeah, pretty good damage. I'm enjoying this one a lot. The color scheme is one that Calamity posted on their, I think, community tab on the YouTube page, and I went there and copied it. You could color it a different way or different thing if you really wanted to. I just copied what they did, and this is what it was. So pretty darn good. Maybe one day we'll have an actual stop sign in the game, because that does kind of feel like something that they would do in this game is like I don't know, like a stock or a grip of some kind. Maybe not a grip, but like maybe a magazine or a grip or something. Maybe they'll do it as a core. That'd be cool to have a stop sign core. But either way, we have ourselves a stop sign, and it's pretty good. So with that being said, back to you guys in the studio. Number 3 from Axolotlism 10 pays tribute to a railgun from the show Murder Drones. I have no clue what that is, but it looked really cool. The build is barrel FC200SH, core C36C, mag the Chief, grip the stock Maz 38, sight the Chief. Don't let those drones murder you back, Bubba. Number 3 is from a show that I have no idea what it is. I've never seen it before, called Murder Drones, something like that. I don't know anything about it. However, there apparently is a weapon in that show called a railgun. We've seen railgun type things before, but this is the railgun from this show in particular, used by a particular character. Looked up photos of the gun. I'll put it in the video as well. And I tried to copy it based on the parts that they sent me as closely as I could. It's not perfect by any means. I then painted it and tried to add in a few accents that were green and stuff like that, just like in the show. I even made the barrel green because I think it has like energy running through the barrel. It's like a split barrel. So there's like a top barrel and then it's like hollow and then there's like a bottom barrel. So I did what I could. Here are the stats on the right hand side, and there we go. I actually think that this is a pretty cool build, even without the whole tie to the show. It's pretty solid across the board. It has okay damage for what it is. It's 19, which isn't great, but it is using the C36 core, which is pretty easy to get. So it's, you know, if you're a newer player, maybe you want something sort of like cheap, this would be pretty good. And also, like, it has really low recoil. So, you know, if you're having problems like with, oh crap, with recoil control, then maybe this is something for you. There is a slight movement buff. Now, the only thing is that this thing will absolutely get outshot by anything that is faster than this. An okay fire rate, but it's kind of middle of the road in my opinion. The other thing is that the reload is relatively slow as well. So 654 RPM. I typically like 700 or above for RPM. That's when things really start getting pretty good. 6-second reload is a little rough. I like to keep it under 5 seconds personally, but hey, we're going for a look here. We're not going for super usability. So yeah, but in terms of things that I prefer, those are things that I prefer when I'm building, let's say, like a more meta tier weapon or whatever. I would love to have something that was a little bit faster on the reload, but hey, it's all pretty good. It's a solid build. And yeah, I like it a lot actually. But yeah, pretty cool. The gun itself in the show looks really cool, and apparently there are a few different like variations of it. There's like a Mark II or III or something that's in the show that I think the main body is relatively the same, but like some of the colors change, and I think maybe there's like a magazine. It's kind of like a drum magazine sort of thing in that. I don't really know. Anyway, I think it's really neat. Good build, fun overall. Back to you guys in the studio. Number 2 is from @Yargasaras. They have brought to us a wonderful musical instrument called the keytar. And if you don't know what that is, well, I'll let other Bubba tell you. The build is barrel. Heket 2, core, M1 carbine, mag, bar, stock, keyboard, grip, AR, 8X, sight, P90. Play some beautiful melodies for them, Bubba. Our number 2 is a keytar. Now, if you don't know what a keytar is, it is essentially a mix of like a guitar and a keyboard. You smash them together so that the keytar player can act like they have something to do on stage with everybody else. I only kid, of course, but that is what we are attempting to do here. Now, I probably butchered putting this together, but I did what I could, and I tried to use reference photos and stuff like that to do the best that I could. Here are the stats over on the right hand side. Now this gun is an M1 carbine core, so this is a single fire SMG core. I'm not really a fan of it. It's an okay core, but in my opinion, it has some issues. So let's start off with the pros. It's a keytar. As much as I could make it a keytar, it is a keytar. And I think keytars are pretty cool. I don't think they are used as much as, let's say, maybe in the 80s. Or even for a traditional, let's say, keyboard player. But, you know, it is what it is. You don't really see them a lot in more modern music either. I will say that there is a metal band called Make Them Suffer that has a lady in it named Alex Reed who plays keytar and keyboard and some synths and stuff in that band. And she is an absolute goddess, and I love her. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, she plays keytar, she sings, she screams. She's very good. She's very good. Great musician all around. Also, there's another band called Ailstorm. They are a pirate-themed metal band, power metal band. I would be very careful if you decide to go listen to them. There are many songs that are, well, they're not fit for younger ears. Parental advisory, if you will. The damage on this is fairly okay, especially within range. 37 to the body, 56 to the head. Pretty darn good. And you also get a 21 health buff, which is also really nice. The biggest issues with this gun actually come in the form of the actual gun core itself. Now, the biggest problem with the gun core, if you'll notice when I was shooting there, it's very bouncy. Because it's single shot, the recoil kind of resets. And so if you're doing this, it very much bounces if you're tap firing like that. And so it makes it very hard to actually hit anything. It is an SMG core, so the closer you are, the better. But if you are able to shoot very quickly, it's a little bit more manageable because you can get more shots out per, I don't know, second. It's still not great recoil wise. That's the biggest issue. There is a really big movement nerf at 22% because this is the Heket barrel, which I know I'm mispronouncing. I don't really care. And the reload is a little on the slower side, but not so slow that it's unusable. That's where we're at with that one. It comes down to, let's see, 4.2 seconds, which is under my 5-second threshold. It is on the faster side, but it is also on the slower side of the faster side, if that makes any sense. It's not a 1 second or 2 seconds. It's closer to the 5 than it is those, but you know, that's fine. Decent fire rate for a single shot as well. So, you know, if you are really spam clicking, you can do that pretty well. The biggest issue really comes down to the recoil. If you are getting into a fight with this one, you're probably going to want to be relatively close to your enemy. And maybe one day I'll be able to reveal my love to Alex Reed. And maybe one day I'll also be able to reveal my love to sending you back to the studio. Number one from at The Real LMZ is called the Nannernator. I don't really have any more to add to that. You'll just have to see it for yourself. The build is core, Winchester, barrel, Cirrus hand, grip, banana, mag, PP19, stock, paintball, sight, blunderbuss. Make them slip and slide all over, Bubba. I have to make the joke. Everybody give a hand for number one. This is quite literally one of the weirder builds, and I finally do have this barrel. I saw this and I said, I'm surprised I haven't seen it before. It feels kind of obvious, but here we are. Number one. It's a hand holding a banana, and there's an arm attached to it. That's what it is. Now, I was told to use the default hands to make it more realistic, but my hands are white, as in gray, and not flesh colored. Stats here on the right, and away we go. So this is the Nannernator. It is an arm that, unfortunately, I wish I could make it my actual left arm instead of holding it like a gun, but the Nannernator, this is what it is. Excuse the shredder spikes coming out out of my forearm there. That's not supposed to be there. This is a, well, bro, it's a banana. It's a hand holding a banana, and it's actually pretty fun to use. It is a Winchester core, so if you like the Winchester like I do, you will be able to, you know, use this one pretty well if you're into the Winchester. Now, I will say this, it does make for a hard aim considering that the sight is the banana. It's a blunderbuss sight inside of the tip of the banana, so good luck actually hitting anything you're aiming for. The damage, actually okay. It is the Winchester, after all, the Winchester does pretty good damage at 50, 75 to the head if you can pop a headshot. So on most people who don't have a health buff, it's going to be two-shotting people. Now, the only issue is really recoil and a lower fire rate. Reloads really, really fast. You're not going to be firing super fast, but you will be doing a lot of damage when you hit, if I can hit. Of course, the big issue being actually hitting your shots because the banana, like I said, but boom, come on now. Oh my gosh, I can't hit anything. I can't hit anything. I'm so bad. I'm trying to compensate for the recoil, but it's so bouncy. I'm overcompensating and I'm missing all my shots, which sucks. But if you really want to make this usable, you could move the sights to be a little more visible. I don't recommend it though if you don't want to lose the banana look. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Back to you all in the studio. Once again, a big thank you to everyone who submitted their builds, even if I didn't choose them. I greatly appreciate you all. Thank you for watching another Weird Gun Game show. Submit your builds down below, and submissions are open for 24 hours. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.